Thank you, my rescuer. Those brutes have treated me most wretchedly.
How came you here, my lady?
I came seeking my lost crystal scepter. It fell down the shaft, but ne'er did I find it.
Crystal scepter? What?
Oh, no time for explanations. Hurry! I shall unlock this door for you. Oh, I must flee. Fare thee well, kind stranger. Mercy, do I not know you? Aye, you are the brave warrior who rescued me from certain death in the sweltering land down under. I bid you welcome, noble knight. I am Freesa, queen of the snow nymphs.
I am honored to meet you again, Queen Freesa. But may I ask, why were you in a land so incompatible with your own?
My crystal scepter, Sir Knight. It fell down the steam shaft during a clash with a vicious griff. I descended to the torrid region to recover it. Alas, before I could, I was captured, and thus you found me.
I am curious about this griff you spoke of, Your Majesty. Are such beings your foes?
No, forsooth, at least not till of late. The winged men are our allies. Not till the Griff King was captured by the hostile lord of the Frost Orcs did chaos erupt. Now leaderless, the Griffs fight among themselves and anarchy rules the land. If the Griff King could be liberated, peace would once again prevail.
I might have interest in attempting such a rescue, Your Majesty.
Verily, methinks you could, brave knight. But without my crystal dragon, there is no way for you to cross the icy lake. Unhappily, without my lost crystal scepter, it will not fly. If you can acquire my scepter, I give you permission to use my dragon. Then, on the other side, seek you the Frost Lord's mountain citadel and rescue the good king of the Griffs.
Quite a task, Your Majesty, but I shall do my utmost. Is this your crystal scepter, Queen Freesa?
Aye, Sir Champion, it is. Forsooth, you need it more than I do. Pray, use it with my dragon so that it will fly you across the great icy lake.
I understand, Your Majesty. Thank you.
All right,
Now we can kill those Wumpas again.
But now we can do it secure in the knowledge that we solved a puzzle.
Yeah.
There aren't very
And also-
many of those around here. We've got to take them while we can.
It's true.
I see thou hast the hallowed scepter.
Aye, I do, Dragon. Queen Freesa has entrusted it to me. I understand you can fly me across the Great Lake.
I could.
But will
But
you?
I won't.
Also, fanfic headcanon. This dragon's related to the crystal dragon from 7.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm gonna do my best to try and redeem Mask of Eternity by drawing lines that weren't otherwise connected.
I think we're doing a good job of that.
I could fly you across, but I won't.
Climb
See you
thou
later.
on my back, vested one, and I shall fly thee across the lake.
Kind of like damage boosting across the lake, actually.
This feels like it would be very uncomfortable and slippery.
Yeah.
Nice move.
I
Smooth.
shall wait for thee if thou shouldst need transport back.
Thank you, Dragon.
This
Or you could
dragon
just wade through.
enunciates so carefully. All right. I wonder if we're going to find any Wampas over here.
The point is that we're like 15 crystals richer than we were when we started.
And one puzzle solution.
Plus experience points. Can't discount those.
Oh, look at all these boys. Yeah, plus the experience points. Very important. Considering how experience points double as your puzzle points in this game.
Yes.
Yeah, so to truly get all the points in this game, you have to have murdered everything possible.
Yes. And also find all like the little things, like shooting the target back at Connor's house, which gets you like half a point of experience.
And donating to the church.
Yeah.
But just once, because like we're not crazy here.
Yeah.
You might be able to run back past them and start going a different direction.
Speedrun strat here would probably be just to juke them because they're just that slow.
Yeah, I doubt you fight them. Wow.
Ouch.
Okay, that's just back to the...
Sure.
Yeah. Like, this is a path up into the mountains.
Are these ice orcs the first instance of orcs in King's Quest?
Yeah, I think so. There are the orcs.
Combat in this game
Very
is exciting.
satisfying to watch them go up in flames.
It is. It's my favorite part about using the fire arrows, to be honest.
Ooh, will the barrels go up in flames?
I don't think so. Let's see. No.
Too bad.
Yeah, I think you're just supposed to tank that part.
Unless like you get there's like an invisible bridge or something.
Oh, man.
Ice arrows.
This crossbow's better, but I like the fire arrows. I'm gonna keep
This
these
looks
for
well
just a little while
secured.
longer.
I see no means of opening it.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Come on, grappling time.
Yeah, like, I've got to be able to grapple here, right? Yeah. There's an awful lot of verticality in this game.
Fie on thee, Thork! Stand thyself up, thou blubbering idiot!
Dork.
Thork the orc.
Aye, me lord.
Thou art a scoundrel and an oaf. Do not anger me.
Nay, nay, lord. Never would I. No. To what do I owe the honor of your visit, my liege?
I require thy service, Thork. A human male will infiltrate thy mountain citadel. I want his prompt death. I can rely on thee and thy battalions, can I not?
Aye, Of course, me lord. Whatever you wish, consider it done, your holiness.
Good. Remember, Thork, I shall be watching.
Sentry?
Yes, me lord.
Aye, sir. Go! Bring me my commander. Aye, sir.
Zug zug.
Another adventure game we would pose as the commander.
Now,
Yeah.
how to find him?
'Tis I that shall find you, Sir Orc.
And then you just struggle to open the vent. Hold on,
This looks well
I've just about got
secured.
it.
I see no means of opening it.
It looks like there's an icicle right above him. I really just want to drop an icicle on his head. Guess that's not the solution, though.
The first
Dork.
couple of notes of this music just sound like Tale as Old as Time from Beauty and the Beast.
There's an electric chair here.
What is this strange device?
This would be for our little, like, alchemy experiment.
Yes, it would.
It's just like, slap a little slab of mushroom on there. Oh, it's like this little high.
Never have I seen lightning in a device before. 'Tis not lightning, but it may work.
Still need a blue adamant.
This will not work.
right?
Yeah.
This will not work.
Well, there's a lot of blue stuff here, so maybe it's...
Release me from Thork Citadel.
Aye, your majesty. But first, pray tell, who is Thork?
Thork the Orc.
Lord of the Frost Orcs, and master of this mountain citadel. A most foul being is he. During a sudden tempest, he spied a chance to strike, and did so most quickly. I was caught off guard, and fell into his vile clutches. Now my grifts run amok, and chaos upsets our world. Hasten, brave knight, set me free.
There must be a key somewhere.
Liberate me, Sir Knight. I must flee.
This will not work. This will not work.
Kill him. Maybe you can get the key from this guy. Absolutely going to be fatal. Oh, fine. I guess it's fine when the game does it.
Wow.
That was very Metal Gear.
Colonel, what's Thork the Orc doing here?
Are you gonna switch out your bow or still holding out?
I still like the fire arrows. I prefer the
Wait, go
bows
back.
in this game.
You missed the climbing spot.
I know, I'm just exploring.
Yeah, he's just having a little think about how much he likes his fire arrows.
Yeah. I just think that fire arrows are neat.
Mm-hmm.
And something
They
else that
are.
this game has in common with Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Also, I'm sure you can make a case for, like, since the bow fires faster, it probably does more DPS. It's fine.
Which, it's weird to think, but Ocarina actually is one of this game's peers. They came out around the same time.
Thank you, brave knight. Now I must return to my flock and bring them to order.
Aye, your majesty.
The editing on that voice clip seemed very odd.
God, I wish I could fly.
Sure would be nice. I hope the blue adamant is somewhere in, like, this realm. If
In
we
the
missed
blue
it
realm?
somewhere. Yes. I mean, the alternative is that we need to go, like, scouring all the past areas. Ooh, nasty.
Very convenient.
Die, mortal!
Not me. You, Thork.
Oh, got him.
It is beyond my reach.
I am rubber and you are glue.
On whose authority, sir?
Feel bad, this guy seemed pretty reluctant to be helping the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was scared.
Ooh.
I carry a shard of ice.
Can we use that as a lever?
Could be a locking device. I see a slot. Perhaps something fits there. This will not work. This will not work. This will not work.
Come on.
It worked before.
Well, what's in it?
Blue adamant?
An amulet with deciphering abilities.
Deciphering abilities?
Oh, so now we can read that one headstone.
The door is locked.
There's a chest and a snow guy in there.
Mm-hmm.
This will not work. Tis a bad place for such a wide gap.
Excuse me?
He tripped over, like, the entryway here. Is that something?
My reach.
What is that?
Rock.
Potion?
Finally.
Oh, a rock. Okay. That was a very random cutscene.
maybe, like, they were just salty that, like, it didn't really look quite right with the finished render.
Oh man, that's
Just feels
funny.
like there's something important about that.
It does.
There is a wide gap here.
Why?
I have an idea.
What?
What?
What is happening? Connor, do you want to explain to the class what you're thinking? We can't close the door. Like, we trying to do something? Are we trying to make it into a lever by, like, smashing it in there?
I have no idea what's going on here.
Work.
What if we had traded out the fire bow?
What? What if we didn't even have the fire bow?
What if we go get the ice bolts now and use them?
Yeah, what if we never... Well, I guess there's plenty of fire bows to be had.
We just have to unload all the material.
Aha. Success.
What have we accomplished? Oh, I guess it's a lever.
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
Wow, that's huge.
Worked. I hope to not break.
That was some good body language right there.
Wow.
Just a fake out.
You feel like a big man now, Connor? Punching an ice sculpture?
Aha! Another mask piece.
Wow, so this is also a movie? So Mask of Eternity is Terminator?
The mask belongs to my master. It will not aid you.
Twill not aid you either.
Oh, yeah? You're the
Says
one who won't be
I'm
aided. Okay.
I bear a piece of the Mask of Eternity.
Wow, just one piece left.
Well, I'm glad we figured that out, as opposed to leaving and having
I
no
can't
idea what to
believe
do.
that's necessary. Like, I figured there was just going to be, like, some dumbass potion in there. Not, you know, an actual MacGuffin for the end of the game.
Can we try a potion of true seeing to see if there's, like, a invisible bridge here or something? Nope, never mind. It feels strange to me that they require you to damage boost across this lake.
Me too, but they did give us, like, shield potions over here.
There might also be, like, a way to climb on the other side of the mountain to the west over here, maybe. Because there was like that sentry on like the to the west of the fort.
Over here?
No, like when you're like looking at the fort to our left is like where we had fought like one dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if like there's something like on the other side of the mountains that we could have like used to send over there.
Maybe. I guess we'll stick with the ice crossbow. After that genius, devious puzzle
That
solution.
weirdo puzzle.
I think that we, the ice crossbow deserves our attention now.
Mm-hmm.
It is
earned its spot.
It is interesting how often your weapons are part of puzzle solutions, at least.
Yeah.
Like, very specific weapons. Also, I'm on the lookout throughout here because I remember an Easter egg.
Oh yeah?
Oh.
I do, from a certain cave.
Only a blade of fire can sever the heads of the drake.
Okay.
Good to know.
Speaking of
So
like,
maybe we're gonna find a merchant who will use the fire gem to give us a fire blade.
it wouldn't be too bad.
Can't think of anything. Oh, buddies.
So many friends here to party. And they're not even gonna burn.
Will they freeze, I wonder? Yes, they will. Okay. Well, as long as we still get a unique animation, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Not quite an equal trade, but pretty good.
Yeah, I'd like the fire better, but... Also, it seems to fire faster when I'm backpedaling.
Interesting.
I can take these last two. Before we go any further, I want to go back and see if we can talk to the Griff King.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he rewards us with a blue adamant or something.
Maybe he gives you like 100 gold pieces for every single like soldier you did not kill.
Yeah.
Maybe he sends them with you into battle.
Good dragon, may I presume transport back across the Great Lake?
Aye, thou mayst. Climb thou on my back, and I shall take thee.
I half expected her to be like, "Where's the scepter?"
I think they were very proud of this.
Probably, yeah. Like, this is back before motion capture, so all of this has to be hand animated.
That was dangerous, Connor.
I shall wait for thee if thou shouldst need transport back.
Thank you, dragon.
And then Griffin King's basically like, "There he is, kill him!"
Ho! Good Griff!
Here, Sir Knight! Over here!
Thank you for not killing me. I miss my brother so much, though.
You have saved our king, good sir. We will be forever grateful.
I see you escaped the citadel in safety, your majesty.
Aye, brave knight. Thanks to you. And now I restored order to my errant flock.
'Twas the least I could do, your majesty.
Nay, you are very brave. One such as you is deserving of more than a mere...
Blue adamant.
That is all I have to give. Here, a blue adamant. It is not much, but I hope it may prove useful.
I am honored, good king. This is a blue adamant.
I hope you're doing this particular optional side quest.
Now I wonder if we had done this before we went over to where that one Griff was holding a girl hostage, would that be gone? Did we get anything from that?
No, we did not. Not that I'm aware of, at least. David, I've been trying to place this music and what it reminds me of, and I think it's Kingsfield.
It does have that sort of, like, meandering, anxious vibe.
Queen Freesa, whither can I exit your realm?
This is the end of the world, Sir Knight.
Wow.
There is naught beyond. The only exit is back to the sweltering region down under.
How now? There must be, your majesty. My quest is clear. I must journey to the realm of the sun and return the Mask of Eternity.
Verily, I have heard of the realm of the sun, Sir Knight, but I know not of its location. You will have to seek it yourself.
Aye, your majesty. I shall do so.
Like, this is the end of the world. Like, does she believe the world is flat? Is the world flat in King's Quest?
Apparently, it's just a line.
It looks like it's just that disc with the underworld under
Yeah, it looks like we're on some kind of disc world.
Climb thou on my back, vested one, and I shall fly thee across the lake. I shall wait for thee if thou shouldst need transport back.
Thank you, dragon.
Dump.
How many Yetis do you think you can aggro at one time?
They just keep coming.
Wow. This is the Diablo portion of the game.
Yeah. Some King Graham is. He could only kill one Yeti.
And only indirectly pie.
Did Graham really kill the Yeti, or did gravity?
I mean, I suppose it would depend on Graham's intent when he threw the pie.
Yeah,
That's
what
true.
was Graham thinking when he threw a pie at a dangerous Yeti?
He thought it looked hungry.
Oh, hey. I hate that their skin explodes off of them. Like, I really don't like that.
What do we
The
got
door
in
is
here?
locked. I am not close enough.
Oh, a lever.
Very careful. Safer game just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it's fine. So many buff potions we will
I am
never
not close
use.
enough. I am not close enough.
What a marvelous view.
Ah.
It was death.
Oops. Alright, I want to get back up to the fortress so I can...
Permanent spell of...
Permanent spell of might. Might be useful.
It increases our attack power by 1 point.
Oh my god.
You like that chainmail?
Okay, so it looks like this is the way to get over here without... Maybe? I'll probably die. Yep.
Yep.
Well... No invisible ladders, I guess. And just no way to rappel down, I guess.
Doesn't seem like it, no. I'm not seeing the icon anywhere. Well, that's a disappointment.
Yeah.
It's interesting how twisty this area is.
Mm-hmm.
Not even enough to satisfy me.
Yeah. I'm just imagining eating 57 mushrooms while mountain hiking.
Just chowing down. Alright, let's see what this permanent spell of might does for us. We've been waiting for this since, like, episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's going to be worth it.
Totally.
But we also need to get a little platform so that the stuff actually gets electrocuted.
It raises it up. Alright, we're at 335. Holy shit.
Wow.
That also increased our defense.
Nice.
Because wasn't it 56? 65. Okay, not a ton, but it still did.
Listen, every point of, like, defense here is precious. How do you suppose they discovered this spell?
Do we still have the scroll that tells us the recipe?
Permanent spell of might.
Yeah, for the next time you make it.
Wow, I mean, that paid off pretty well.
Yeah, it's a very significant. This is like getting Omni Slash in Episode 7.
Mask of Eternity, just like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, and as we've established earlier, also like Kingsfield.
You could say that King's Quest VIII is a celebration of gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, time to, try out this whole kill.
These dorks don't stand a chance.
Where does this go?
Let's find out.
Given the quantity of enemies, I'm not sure if this is even safer than just damage boosting across the lake.
Yeah.
Trespasser, feel me might.
You will feel me might.
And you shall feel my point, sir.
Still just reflecting on how outclassed Excalibur is relative to every other weapon we encountered. It was better than, you know, a hand axe we found, or like, what was our first weapon? Just like a dagger?
Yeah.
That it?
Quick backflip up the ceiling or the roof.
Almost. Aha!
Nothing.
It's not even textured.
That's a good idea.
Is there really just nothing here?
Maybe it's just a sniping point for you to kill like a bunch of dudes over here.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Is just like makes it easier for you to shoot down here. Whatever, I don't like it.
Wait, is that door down
There is.
there? Did we already go there and I forgot?
I don't think so.
Mm-mm. I didn't see it before.
Oh, a barrel.
More stuff we're not going to use. Okay. Oh, hello.
There's a dragon.
'Tis beyond my reach.
Oh, it's the Drake. We need a fire sword for that.
We do.
We haven't figured out how to get one of those yet.
By the virtues, a two-headed dragon! Ne'er have I seen such a sight. 'Tis beyond my reach. 'Tis beyond my reach. By the virtues, a two-headed dragon! Ne'er have I seen such a sight.
Okay, well the backflip didn't work.
The one time it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we need a fire sword. We need a fire sword to kill the Drake.
We've got a gem of fire.
Tis beyond my reach.
You suppose we're ever
Tis
going to use
beyond
this
my
rock we picked up?
reach. Alas, I cannot decipher these letters. Only a blade of fire can sever the
I don't know, good question.
You can't combine the fire gem with your sword on your own, can you?
No, I just tried, and all it does is make him draw it or sheath it. Well, I haven't come over here yet.
There's so many nooks and crannies, this makes it a lot more difficult to sweep the area.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
At least this is new terrain, and there will probably be a minimum of 20 Yetis.
Okay, so we've been here before.
Oh, another stone. What's hitting
Excuse
you?
me?
Is it glitched or is it invisible? Ooh.
Oh.
Wow, an invisible ice monster.
'Tis beyond my reach.
I bet you this
move
is...
cautiously across the thin ice of this pond.
Bet you this is where I have to use the fire gem.
Combine the jewel of fire with icy water to produce magical steam to melt
The impervious
I should
ice.
move cautiously across the thin ice of this pond. I should move cautiously across the thin ice of this pond. This will not work. I have
Oh,
an
that must
idea.
be the fire sword. I have an idea, huh, Connor?
I have an idea. This will not work. I have an idea. I should move cautiously across the thin ice of this pond. This will not work. This will not
Do
work.
we need...
This will not work.
Do we need cold water separate from this water?
Do we need to melt it with our fire
Combine
arrow?
the jewel of fire with icy water to produce magical steam to melt the impervious ice.
I see.
I should move cautiously across the thin ice of this pond.
Are we going to have to go all the way back and get our ice fire arrows?
I swear to God.
After Rick, like, so solemnly been like, you know what? Ice arrows prove their point. They can have a spot on the roster.
I swear to God.
This would be less egregious if you could just swap out the type of ammunition.
Yeah. Just carry multiple kinds of bow. Boy, that'd be nice.
Whew. Maybe you ought to save.
Precarious.
Ice, ice, baby.
Ice, ice, ice. This place is such a nightmare to navigate, honestly.
All these tiny little passages and footpaths.
Yeah, like there's a lot of different ways you can go, and most of them lead you to nothing.
I have to presume the intention was to be like a real mountain, where it just kind of sucks.
I mean, I don't hate the area. I do wish there was more to, like, do here, aside from just, like, slowly climb an obelisk and find, like, a couple of potions.
This is not the icy water, apparently. Okay. I'm always slightly nervous when you bound off of a ramp because I'm like, what?
Agreed.
What is the kill height exactly?
I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a little thing in the back of my head that I'm dying to find out. Jumping just seems faster. I'm sorry for spamming it all the time, but it feels like I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah. It's the same as rolling in Ocarina of Time.
Yes, precisely.
Okay, this had better melt. No? What do you want from us?
I have an idea.
Well, let's hear it, Connor.
I have an idea. I should move cautiously across the thin ice of this pond.
An idea.
I should move cautiously across the thin ice of this pond. I should move cautiously across the thin ice of this pond.
If you drop your
I
rock
should
here.
move cautiously across the thin ice of this pond. I have
Oh,
an
man.
idea.
Great
Wow.
thought.
I have an idea.
Can you pick it back up and drop it again? But maybe not while standing on it?
Where's your sense of adventure? Oh, crap. Did I just load?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Crap, I swear I thought I hit save.
Okay, now we're talking.
Oh, that was the shadow of the fire sword. Wow.
Nice.
Now we can walk all the way back.
It's beyond my reach.
To the Drake.
445 to 495. Wow. Oof. Oh, the Drake who was over here.
Mm-hmm.
No, see, I almost did it again. Well, at least now we have the orange juice sword.
Yes.
It looks delicious.
That's a very clever use of the rock, I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm glad that there are still ways for us to use it.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad I have the two of you here to solve all the puzzles for me.
This game is a little brutal. Like, a lot of video games train us to only interact with the game in certain ways, but there's a lot of crossover between the different mechanics here.
Mm-hmm. I haven't found the Easter egg yet that I was thinking of.
You think it's in this realm?
I know it's in this realm.
But where?
By the virtues, a two-headed dragon. Ne'er have I seen such a sight.
I hope your fire sword gives you fire kills, like your fire arrows.
I hope so.
Oh, you still have to actually fight and kill it. I thought it was dying.
No, it's just like giving you a little kiss.
Why do we need to kill it again?
The fire from my blade sealed shut those wounds. The dragon will terrorize no more.
I mean, it was, like, held captive here.
Good. The fire from my blade sealed shut those wounds. The dragon will terrorize no more.
Oh, maybe this is the way to the realm of the sun.
One would hope. This looks very sunny at the end of this corridor.
Yep.
Are the blocks so we can climb back up?
Maybe. Are you trying to look up how to find this Easter egg you were thinking of, Rick?
So it's not quite what I was remembering.
Oh?
But just the same, we're gonna do it. I don't remember having to do any of this, but it is what I was thinking of.
You've been hyping this up, Rick. I'm very interested to see what you're going to show us.
So you don't know what it is, David?
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Like, it sounds like the sort of thing that they would have done in a previous game where, you know, you look in the hole and you see a promo for another Sierra game.
Okay, we've saved our game here, so we can come back easily. Because I have to go all the way back to the beginning.
Oh.
Oh no. Don't you just have a save over there, or do you need an
You know what?
item?
That's a great idea. We'll just do that, because I do have a save over there. Isle of Wander, that'll do. That's a great idea. See, that's why I have you on the show. Because I don't have any ideas. See, I thought there was just a cave you walk into and you see this on the wall, but there's actually a thing you have to do. Okay, so...
Queen Freesa, where did you say the Griff King is imprisoned?
In the mountain stronghold of the Lord of the Ice Orcs, on the far side of the great icy lake.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Now click the sword on the one standing to the left.
You look to be a man on a great quest, sir. I wish you well.
Now go look at the northwest corner of the west wall. Section closest to the door nymph. Okay. So this is the northwest corner. You'll see a series of bricks on the wall. Starting at the very top of the northwest corner, go down 3 blocks and over 7 blocks. What does that mean?
Rick, did your uncle at Nintendo tell you about this?
Yes.
So Suha and I found some Game Facts guide that said you could get Luigi in Mario 64.
Oh, yeah.
If you got 70 stars without saving or turning off your game, and then you beat Bowser, and you go to the room that has mirrors in it, and you punch the wall, and then you'll turn into Luigi. So I think it took our friends, like, several days, and then they had everything ready, so we went over to their house and we waited for the magical moment, and we were just sorely disappointed.
Oh yeah, I was on the AOL message boards, desperately trying to find Luigi in Mario 64.
I was enamored with Triforced Ocarina of Time theories back in the day, because it was just like, oh, I just wanted to eke out a little bit more gameplay out of that experience, so I was willing to try anything.
What on earth? Okay. This Easter egg is silly, but I gotta find it. Okay, in Frozen Reaches, use the sword on the snow nymph outside of the palace to talk to her.
Does it need to be the flame sword?
Warm-blooded man.
No.
Ne'er have I seen one such as you.
Do this again with the nymph on the left of Queen Freesa from her perspective.
You cut an impressive figure, Sir Knight.
And then on Freesa herself.
Queen Freesa, where did you say the Griff King is imprisoned?
In the mountain stronghold of the Lord of the Ice Orcs, on the far side of the great icy lake.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
And now finally on the one to Friesa's right.
A big, strong man. Your kind is rare around here, Sir Knight.
Finally, click on the west wall on the 7th stone from the entrance corner, 3rd from the bottom. 7th stone from the entrance corner, 3rd from the bottom. So 1, 2, 3.
The west wall, though.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
No?
How did you discover that this was a thing? Did somebody tell you, or did you
I read it
stumble
online.
upon it? Have you done it before?
Yes.
Was this in the same place where you learned how to resurrect to Aerith?
I am not crazy. This is a thing. Left wall, click on the 7th brick from the left. And the 3rd brick from the top. You guys are crazy.
But that said the 3rd brick from the top. One of them said 3rd brick from the bottom.
It's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're counting them as the 7 brick wall segment before it turns into an arc, then it should be the same side.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Tis beyond my reach. Tis beyond my reach. Tis beyond my reach.
What are you talking about, Connor?
Yeah, baby.
Well, okay. I get it now.
What is this strange device?
That golden fragment. How striking. It must have awesome power. I can sense its vibrations.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Your weapon, my lord. Pray, put it away.
By my oath. What goes here?
The crystal scepter, Sir Knight.
Quite a task, Your Majesty, but I shall do my utmost. There is a small depression here. Good heavens! A veritable paradise.
Rick, you didn't even need to edit this one together.
Yeah, so that was Where's Dildo from Leisure Suit Larry 7. And apparently Connor and the Ice Queen, well, a veritable depression, and only an ice scepter goes there.
Oh, okay. My mind was not in the right... I was not in the right frame of mind to understand any of that. I was just like, what are they talking about?
We needed Suha here for that one.
Yeah.
Tis beyond my reach.
Yeah.
I'll watch it on the video and then I'll get it.
There's also apparently another one. See, I thought there was a cave here somewhere that had like a little gram from King's Quest 1 on it.
Did you hallucinate that part, or is it just...
I hallucinated that part, because I don't see it anywhere whenever I look it up. I'll do some more research, though, and if it is there, I will add it in post. This one, though, I want to try because it seems simple. You just click on the ice... You click the ice scepter...
3 of 5 mask pieces are now in my possession.
Yeah, whatever. You click the scepter on the sylph 3 times, and apparently Connor says something naughty. So get your mind back in the gutter for this one, Roua.
Alright, I'm ready.
You'd be forgiven for not knowing what dildo was from Leisure Suit Larry 7. It was basically a little dildo that was dressed like Waldo from Where's Waldo, and you had to find like 40 of them throughout the game, and if you did, you got like a 5-second extra scene of Larry having sex at the end.
There is a curious slot in this pedestal. Something must fit here. Let me try this. Zip. Ow! No, it doesn't work. There's a curious slot in this pedestal. Something must fit here. Something should fit. Should I? Is anyone looking? I'll just a... I found the secret to the Mask of Eternity.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Seems right. Perhaps from the other side. Turn over. Oh, yeah, Mama, ride him, cowboy.
Sorry, Suha's not here for this.
I'm tingling. There appears to be a crack at the base of this pillar. Little speckling compound, a moment alone, and I'm a happy man.
That must be it.
There is a curious slot in this pedestal. Something must fit here. Let me try this. Zip. Ow! No, it doesn't work.
All right.
I presume the voice actor had a lot of fun with those particular...
those lines.
All right, gang.
Before we go down there, is this like thing on your left, like anything?
I don't think so. I tried clicking on it before. What was that?
There's a combo. You can't use items on it or anything, can you? I'm probably being paranoid.
Wow, if you hold shift, it does a strong attack. No, there's nothing. No interaction whatsoever.
Okay.
You're being paranoid.
Stonehenge.
Paradise Lost. Oh, not a very big region.
They're very generous with the exploration.
Hey, a ziggurat.
There is a small depression here.
Those lines are ruined for me now.
This will not work.
Hail, champion eternal! Thou hast completed thy worldly tasks. Thou art now prepared for entry to the realm of the sun. Behold,